Today, I want to focus on tracking your lifts or tracking just what you're doing in the gym, basically. So a lot of people go to the gym. Not a lot of people necessarily track what they do. Now, you may be one of those people who can just remember absolutely everything, but for the majority of people, if you've hit, a new personal best on chest press, for example, or bicep curl, or, you've ran a bit extra than you usually did, or you beat your time, it's really, really important, I think, to record these victories that you get in your session. Not only to be able to look back on it and say, oh, I was lifting, I've gained this much on my chest press, or I've gained this much time in my run, but also just for general motivation as well. When you can see it happening, session after session, you can see your improvements. It's a little bit like when you step on the scale and you're trying to lose weight and you see that you're a kilo lighter. It's the same kind of mental victory when you see that you've lifted more weight or that you've improved in some way. So again, all of these victories, they don't have to be scale victories. They don't have to be, physical measurements in terms of your body victories. They can be in-session victories because those are just important. And, if you're improving your strength during session, chances are you're also increasing your muscle and you're causing positive body adaptations as well. So really important. And I think it could be a really good one if you don't already do it. Also, for progressive overload's sake, if you're lifting, let's say 10 kilograms on chest press in the gym, and then the next week you forget what you lifted. So you go to, the 7s or the 8s and you lift that. Well, that's all well and good, and you may still be able to have a good enough workout, but in the long term, we're not progressing in the weights. So we want to make sure that we're, making it gradually more difficult for ourselves. So if you're lifting 10 kg in one session, then maybe you want to make sure that you might lift a couple more reps on 10 kg for the next session. And then within maybe a month or a few weeks, you can up that weight even more. So you won't necessarily know the weight that you're doing and be able to track that progress unless you're writing it down, unless you're keeping a note of it. Now, you can do this in many ways. You can do it just on a notes section on your phone. I think that's what most people would do. That's what I do myself. Or you can write it in an Excel spreadsheet if you want to be a bit more meticulous about it. Equally, you could just jot it down on a pen, using a pen and paper. Equally, it doesn't really matter at all as long as you're just recording it in some way. And I really think that tip, guys, is an important one, and it might help just improve your motivation and keep you on track in the long term. Cheers, guys.